It's a very pleasant place, isn't it?
Yes.
This place, this planet Earth is very pleasant except for the human beings.
Yeah, so this Sadguru guy. So I caught on to this guy maybe like, I would say like 3 or 4 months ago. For whatever reason, one of his videos came up. You know, guy with a beard, looks like one of these prophets, I guess. Prophets. Right. He looked very guru-ish, like a wise man or whatever. Anyway, I watched one of his videos, maybe a little bit of one of his videos, and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. And then I start seeing a couple more of his videos. And then this guy's on Joe Rogan and Matthew McConaughey. And so he's making his rounds as far as internet celebritydom is concerned. And here's my opinion of this guy. I'm not going to knock this guy's hustle. Because I think this is what it is his hustle.
So creating unpleasantness among each.
All right, so he's a wordsmith. He's good with, I wouldn't say like rationalizing things, but he's good with making some rationalized thoughts and just expanding it into something that's mystical. All right, so apparently he has a lot of followers online. I think he's a guru. He's probably one of these gurus with a following, because I've seen him with groups of people, talking with groups of people and stuff like that, pontificating about life and you know, whatever it is that he's pontificating about life. But here's my opinion of this guy. Personally, I think he's like a snake oil salesman. That's my personal thought on it. He comes off as pretty self-righteous. He comes off, there's something that kind of gets under my skin about this guy, like a cult leader. You know, he's Swami. Swami, is that the word? I don't know if that's the right word, but it just seems like he's just not trustworthy. That's the way he comes off to me, not trustworthy, and people who actually follow him are like in a cult. All right, because everything this guy says, he seems to expand on, you know, you have a common idea, a pragmatic argument, and then he just expands it into something that's supposed to be deep and profound and cosmic and spiritual, etc., but that's just him just overstating the most simplest ideas. All right, essentially he's just overstating stuff that would be that you wouldn't think would matter that much. And I'm saying this because I watched one of his videos earlier today. One of his videos was on people who procrastinate. All right, and he goes really deep into it about how, well, if you procrastinate, it means that you don't like what you do. And then he gives an example of people who don't procrastinate because they like what they do. It's called procrastinate, whatever. All right. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah. So he's expanding that simple thought into something that's cosmic and spiritual and just making it a complex thing. But if you think about it, it's a really simple thing. You procrastinate on stuff you don't want to do, but you still have to do it because that's life. Procrastinate on homework, you don't want to do your homework, you don't want to do work, you don't want to fix this, you want to fix that. because that's life. All right, there's nothing really cosmically, spiritually enigmatic about something like that. But he makes it so where he thinks he's giving you some insight into some mystical, profound, deep hole of existence. And now, like I said before, I'm not trying to knock this guy because obviously he makes money off of his lectures. He makes money off of his fame. He makes money off of just being a YouTube celebrity by just whatever it is that he's, I wouldn't call it a scheme, but whatever it is that he's hustling. He's hustling his guruism. But outside of that, everybody else who have sought his wisdom, everybody else who has promoted his quote-unquote wisdom, I'm going to say quote-unquote wisdom because quote-unquote wisdom, you guys really need to go out and get like a self-help book or something like that. You guys would probably do better with a self-help book, to be honest with you. All right, because this guy is essentially a snake oil salesman. You know, what he's saying really isn't life-changing or mystical or, I mean, it's interesting to see a person with a different view on life that's able to pontificate it as well as he has. But outside of that, a lot of people have asked for his wisdom. I know he was on with Matthew McConaughey, Joe Rogan here, a bunch of other celebrities. Bro, go and get a self-help book. It's 10 times better than this dude. I don't, he's just like Timothy Robbins? Except Timothy Robbins isn't as full of you guys know what the word as this dude is. All right, Timothy Robbins actually goes out and sells his stuff, and he'll tell you how much it costs to go to his conference. And I'm not even a fan of Tim Robbins, but this guy, I wouldn't put any, I wouldn't put time or money just trying to figure out whether this guy can give you a better sense of your existence than a self-help book would probably do.